Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. It's good to be back, and I'm here with the management member, the creator of the Nemesis Gaming League, Rockerman. How are you doing on this fine Wednesday night?
Oh, Gallium, I am doing fantastic here. Always love to get back in the booth with you and enjoy some great Rocket League. And you're coming off a big W yourself out there. Impressive
Yep.
performance. Hypernova's looking good, feeling good after that one.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Shout out Tripwire, absolute dog. But yeah, it felt good to be on stream again. I haven't been on stream in a while. Obviously like casting and stuff, but yeah, it's good to be back. But I'm Rockerman. Looking at this matchup ahead of us, it's pretty good. All right, we have a rival league matchup, and these teams are both 0-1. Okay, and I think they got beat pretty handedly by their respective opponents. So they're looking to get a big win here to kind of, right the ship a little bit, as so to speak. Rockerman, what do you think about these two rosters here?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got some great rosters here. I'm a lot more familiar with Arrivals, so I'll start over with Distortion. I mean, Flame Intruder coming back here on Distortion. That team was really good last season. I expect them to be, at least pretty decent this season. They got Sprinkle, Nervbot, and Xerox on their team. Looks like Xerox is going to be starting in place of Nervbot. So Flame, Sprinkle, Xerox will be starting, and it's not a bad roster at all. I definitely I like a couple of those players. I don't know too much about Xerox, but Flame and Sprinkle are definitely solid. And then this Arrival team, they're kind of they like to be a four-headed beast. Chad, the captain, he likes to switch things up there. It's unlike a lot of other teams, I feel like Gallium, where they usually have like a
Yeah.
starting three roster. They're like, this is the starting three no matter what. But Chad, as a captain, he likes to switch people in and out, especially in the start of the season, and kind of find out what's working best. And I feel like they do have a pretty interchangeable lineup here for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's the strength of Arrival for sure. I mean, you were mentioning it, how they kind of like to swap the lineups a little bit. I'm wondering if they're going to take that same approach in this game against Distortion, because it unfortunately didn't work last time, but maybe that was just a test run. I think this time is where they're really going to get their feet on the ground and get started. I mean, honestly, I think Flame Sprinkle combo could do some damage here. So I think Arrival does have to, I think they're going to have a little more stability in terms of lineup, because Flame and Sprinkle, once they get going, it's really hard to stop them. As we have game number 1 about to be underway, Distortion taking on Arrival. Who's going to win their first game of the season? Let's find out right now. As the kickoff, going to the sidewall, Lucian, he recently got signed to this team, got drafted, and he is a big star in this rival league. We're going to see how he plays today as Flame sends it down. Lush going to be there to collect it. Maddie going to 50 it with Xerox. And we have a little bit of a double commit, but a nice demo from Maddie leaves the goal wide open. Chad's going to score, and it's 1-0 early.
And Chad starting out strong, but that's that big demo from Maddie opening up some space, and he finds the bump on the other side too. Chad just has to place it, and yeah, Liam, this is a roster that Arrival really liked at the end of last season when they were making their playoff push. Unfortunately, Maddie, he was not available for the postseason, so they had to drop him and play on with a different third, but they're very confident in these three, and I think that's what we're seeing right here is Lucian trying to slot another one in, but Arrival going to start out strong here.
Yeah, I mean, they look to be absolutely pelting the net. Distortion has to play spectacular defense. They've slid one through, and now I feel like Distortion's going to get on the counterattack soon. So we'll see if Rival can't defend, as that ball could have been real dangerous, but Lucian is there to collect it. Flame back for his team, going to send it across. Xerox going to beat out Maddie, and now Flame and Lucian going to get the 50. Sprinkle, oh my god! What a pre-flip from Chad!
Oh my goodness, what a play right here. This one is sent out. It's just gonna go, and Thaichad. Oh, he did not.
No, he missed.
He did not touch that one. Yeah, it just kind of just went through. I was like, that didn't look like what I thought it did. But yeah, just a big miss, and it flies through, and well, maybe a little tactical on that one, as it is gonna find the back of the net.
You know, Rockerman, I am getting a little older, so my eyesight isn't as good as it used to be. You know, these kids nowadays. Anyways, Chad is going to take the ball down the pitch. Sprinkle going to be there to help clear it out. And the battle of the midfield seems to be going in favor of Arrival. But Distortion, they've gotten a little more comfortable in the midfield. So they're just going to have to keep pushing, as this ball could be dangerous in the Arrival zone. Flame going to be there to shoot it. It's an open net. He's going to have double it, and he's going to end up scoring. That was a close one.
Yeah, that one just a little bit off on the first attempt, but you got to stick with your opportunities here as he fires that one in and just a little slow follow. Gonna find its way in the back of the net, and finally Distortion gonna find themselves on the board there with a nice one there and uh, getting things started for the night.
Yeah, that was a great first goal from Distortion, and I don't know if he just hi chat, hello. Okay, I guess Arrival is just gonna answer right back with a goal of their own.
Yeah, and that's Chad right there. He was one of the top players in Rival League last season, and you can see why already. Starting things off early, another goal in the back of the net, and that one, when you're down in the game here, Gallium, and you finally get one back there, and the other team scores instantly. That's quite demoralizing. And now Distortion are gonna have to find their way back, see if they can find something here to continue on in this game one.
Yeah, Flame and Sprinkle are Nemesis veterans, so we'll see if that combo can't get things going. Xerox, the new face, has been playing pretty all right so far, but he's really going to have to step it up as, almost a shot on goal, and it's going to end up going in. The assist from Xerox and Sprinkle putting it in the back of the net.
Yeah, these guys are firing a lot of goals here in game number one. Xerox off the back of that Chad, trying to find a read there, but perfect placement there from Sprinkle to find the power and placement behind Chad. So respect on that. But yeah, Gallium, we're not even halfway. We've already got 5 goals here in game one. So defense is not the name of the game here in this one.
Yeah, defense is just looking kind of optional here, Rocker Man. It's like that question, that bonus question on a test. You don't have to take it, but if you do, it might help you in the long run. Defense in Rocket League does not necessarily win you championships, but scoring goals sure do. And Arrival has more goals than Distortion. As of right now, it's Thighchad and Xerox going to kiss on the backboard. We're going to have Flame sending it down. Thighchad going to get the clear, and he's going to continue the ball up the pitch. Thighchad, former chess hall enthusiast. He's always been a great player. He's usually first to the ball, and he likes to get those 50s and be an absolute detriment to the defense. And it's looking like he is right now as Maddie's going to take it off the ceiling, sending it down to Lucian, and Lucian is going to score, and this guy lives up to the hype.
He definitely does. Again, he was one of those top players, and usually you see the Chad-Lucian duo, but Maddie finding his teammate right there, Lucian in the midfield, a great pass, great chemistry between these players right here. And again, another goal in the back of the net for Arrival, up to 4 now for the game. But something tells me with the way this game is going, Gallium, 4 might not be enough.
Yeah, oh my goodness, that was so close from Thighchad. Yeah, definitely not a whole lot of defense being played right now, but we could see some more in the future. So 4 as of right now is pretty good, as Maddie gonna attempt a double, but he doesn't have boost. Xerox gonna get a save. Now it's gonna be a counterattack the other way. Seems like the wires were a little crossed on Distortion's end of things. Xerox with the shot. It's gonna be off the near post, and now Sprinkle almost slots it in. But so far, we've played we have a minute and 30 seconds left in this match. Who do you think is gonna come out with this one?
I mean, Arrival seems to have the momentum right now as this ball is going to be sent back up. A big opportunity if they can find it. Oh my goodness, he was trying to clip on him a little bit. But yeah, Arrival definitely, with a 2-goal lead, they're in the big front running position here. But Distortion, like I mentioned, we saw them score a couple quick goals. They've had some good answers, but a minute remaining. They're really going to find these passing plays and not let Arrival stay on offense for so long, because that's what they've been doing really well in this game number one, is finding that offense, finding these passing plays, and Distortion gonna try to cut them out.
Oh my goodness, a great attempt by Xerox, and another shot incoming. I mean, you could save 1 upper decker, but 2, that might be a little much.
Yeah, that was a great save to hit off the crossbar, but Flame coming through with even better placement, sending it right back, knowing Thighchad used all his boost there to get up to that first one, finding the placement top middle right there to send it in. Only 43 seconds now left in this one. Distortion down by 1, but still a great opportunity here to tie it.
Yeah, honestly, it's looking like anyone's game right now, as Lucian has 0 boost. Back on defense, a little bit of a misstep, but Xerox unable to capitalize. Sprinkle now off the backboard. He gets a nice touch. That ball's floating in front of the net. Thighchad, again with great defense, going to save it away. Lucian sends it down. It's going to take an unfortunate bounce in terms of Distortion, and Flame is going to get a nice touch into the Arrival zone. Less than 15 seconds remain. Flame going to get one, going to get a second, confusing the defense a little bit. Sprinkle is going to have to commit as third man if he wants to keep this play alive. Flame trying to pre-flip, can't get to it. A shot coming out. Maddie with the easy save. Is anyone there? No, they are not. Arrival is going to take game number 1, and I think they've made Rockerman a bit proud here.
Yeah, as the GM, I am a little bit proud here to see him take the win. I think they played pretty well, but you got to give props to Distortion in this game too. I mean, honestly, that game could have went either way, Gallium, especially towards the end of that one. I mean, the shots were even, the saves were pretty close. I mean, just look at the stat board altogether. I mean, everything is almost 50-50, so that kind of shows you this game really could have went either way. So Distortion, you can't really be too discouraged after that game 1. And, if you're a rival, you can't be too confident after that game number 1. Even though you do take the win, you do have a good start in the series. But Distortion, they're going to get their opportunities. They're going to find theirs, and they're going to be able to bounce back here. And in game 2, we'll see how much they'll be able to bounce back in this one.
Yeah, I was a little skeptic of Distortion coming into this match because they weren't starting Nervebot. But honestly, I think Xerox has looked really phenomenal for this Distortion squad. He looks so comfortable and looks like a seasoned veteran, so we'll see if he can't continue this performance as Flame off the backboard. Game number 2 just got underway, and Lucian's already sending one upper decker, and Flame is going to get a nice dribble. It's a 1v1. Flame versus ThigChad. A tail hold at his time. ThigChad's going to get it past him. Xerox now with another touch. Ball is floating up into the mid. Maddie with a free touch just sends it towards net. A double commit going out from Distortion, though. Rival can capitalize off of this, as it seems like only one player on Distortion has any boost. Now make it 2, as Maddie pops it up high. It's off the backboard. ThigChad has an attempt at it, but can't really get the pass that he wants, or the touch for that matter. Xerox gonna get one. Oh my goodness, what a pass. Almost getting past the entire defense, and that was a little close, Rockerman.
It was a little bit close, and they're trying to counterattack at the other end. A couple of great passing plays and great shot attempts from both sides here in this game at number 2, trying to find it in the back of the net. But yeah, that one was a little bit too close for comfort for Arrival. Got up pretty far and didn't have a lot of boost to rotate back, and Distortion just barely couldn't quite catch him out on it. But that's what you got to be careful of when you're a very aggressive team, is you can't get caught out on the counterattack with not a lot of boost, as that one is going to be pushed away.
Yeah, that's pretty much what gets you scored on most times, is not having any boost back in the defense. The attacking side is just absolutely pelting your net. So they want to avoid that as much as possible, and both teams actually, for the most part, have avoided that so far. So we'll see if that trend continues, as the ball is floating dangerously in Arrival zone. Maddie with 0 boost, going to get it away. ThigChad beats out Flame, and now Lucian's pre-jumping Sprinkle, but Sprinkle is going to get a nice play. Maddie maybe for the left corner. Almost went in, but Xerox with a nice save. Xerox tried to get another, unfortunately can't. ThigChad's up with it. Flame going to pop it up high. Can anyone reach it besides the opposing team? It doesn't seem that way. Wait, there's only one back. It seems like a 2v1 at the moment. Xerox going to get a calculated fake in there. Flame going to demo one off the backboard, but there's no shooter. It's those kind of plays where there's just a lack of coordination that really are killing Distortion right now.
Yeah, I mean, that one, like you mentioned, it was a great opportunity. You find the demo on the backboard, but you got no one to follow up on third. Trying not to over-aggress and commit too far, but sometimes you gotta be there. That's how you can really get the offense going. And this one is gonna be shot in. Lucian gonna take it in. I think Maddie was lurking a little bit in the midfield, but regardless, they're gonna find that one in the back of the net. A big 50 and a big follow right there from Lucian to send it in. And Arrival, that's what we're talking about with that aggression. That's what Distortion kind of needed on their last offensive drive. Arrival just full sended it in and able to find it in the back of the net, and they're looking for more here as Maddie is trying to find it in.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great play overall by them. You just saw the confidence, the poise there, and now they're up 1-0 because of it. It was just a great play. And honestly, Maddie and ThigChad combined for a great passing play there. So if they can keep this up, keep feeding Lucian the ball here, it could be really dangerous for Distortion, especially late into this game too. Wait a second, it seems like Xerox turned off the bump attempt, but now he's going to go off the sidewall. Chad there to collect it. It's now on the ground, now up in the air. Flame and Sprinkle going to double commit here. Xerox has to pick up the pieces. He's going to flip towards it, get a flip reset. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get to it as Flame and Sprinkle have double committed for yet another time. It seems like I've been saying that a lot lately. As Lucian going to get an insane touch down the pitch. Can Chad shoot this? I don't think anyone could have shot that, not even Zen. As, oh my goodness, what an attempt by Xerox as it almost finds its way into the back of the net. Flame chasing Lucian, trying to get him off this ball. It seems like he's done nothing but be on the ball and be an absolute menace. This game is Xerox attempting a nice play. It was a great pass, but Flame can't slot it in here as Xerox up with it again. He's going to get one more, but Chad going to be there to meet him. Xerox again on the back wall. And both these teams are really duking it out right here, and there's been some good opportunities both sides here, Rockerman.
Yeah, there really has been some good opportunities, and it's so close yet again. I mean, it's a 1-0 game. Obviously, I feel like Arrival's been a little bit more in control because of the Distortion double commits, but Distortion has had their chances, and they got one right here, but he can't turn it in. Sprinkle needed to turn that one down and around, but was unable to. And now with 30 seconds remaining, Distortion, they really got to find a way to send it all in and try to push one in the back of the net.
Yeah, it just seems like Distortion's kind of playing ranked right now, solo queue ranked. It's a lot of double commits, a lot of miscommunication, but they're all so individually talented. It's a shame to see that. Hopefully they can equalize here to send this game to the distance. What a shot from Sprinkle. Can Xerox finish? No, he can't. Flame faking it for Sprinkle. Sprinkle going up with it. Lucian with a great beat. Flame has to go up for it. It's popped up high. Xerox can't get a 50 that he wants, and it's down on the ground. Arrival are one win away from getting their first victory of the Nemesis season.
Yeah, and another solid performance for them. They definitely controlled the offensive pace there in that game. But again, Distortion, it wasn't like they didn't have their chances there. They had a couple opportunities, even there at the end. That one almost went in, but I mean, big saves by Arrival on the goal line there. And I mean, just an impressive showing from them. And Distortion really got to look to find something here in this game 3 Gallium. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of double commits, a lot of mistakes coming out from these players that you normally don't see. Obviously, it is week 1, so you're going to see some double commits. You're going to see some, slight mistakes there. But, you really got to work them out here. And if you're Distortion, you got to work them out pretty quickly. Try to find something to break through on this Arrival defense.
Yeah, I think that's really gonna be the key here. Is Distortion just has, it's not a lack of being in their zone, it's a lack of what they're doing in that zone. It's kind of like the execution just isn't there, and I feel like that's the most important part about Rocket League. It doesn't matter if you can get in front of their net 100 times. If you can't put that ball in the back of the net more than half of them, you're not going to have a good squad. And it seems like Distortion, so far, they have all the puzzle pieces but that one. They just need to execute, and hopefully it'll be a little closer as Xerox going to put it off the backboard. Lucian going to pop it up high, and now Flame is racing back to try to reach it, but Lucian again with a nice 50. Wait, can he have another one here? He fumbled around with the backboard. It could have been real dangerous for him. Chad gonna get one, attempt to get a second, but a great pass out from Distortion. But Lucian, of course, there with another touch as he's gonna flip into this. A great pass. Sprinkle gonna try to beat one. Xerox now has to play some great defense, and he ends up doing so. Xerox has been a bright spot in this Distortion roster. Just, I mean, he really just is playing his position so well right now, but oh my goodness, there's almost nothing you can do against Chad sometimes, Rockerman.
Yeah, Chad almost found that one in the back, and you mentioned it. I mean, he is just a menace everywhere.
Oh
no, it's gonna be pinched down right into Xerox, who's waiting, and Distortion are finally gonna take a lead here in this match. That pinch just dropped right down into Xerox, pushed it into Lucian into the back of the net, and finally Distortion have got something going off of a counter.
Who needs a third man when you can just have the third man be right next to the second man and score that? If that's what's working for them, and I think you should just keep doing what's working. As Distortion has found the opening goal here, and I believe that's the first opening goal they've had in both of the games, and now we're on game 3. So, some slight improvements here, but Arrival have just been playing lights out in terms of executing. They haven't been in Distortion's zone too much. It's been more the chances they're capitalizing on, as we see Maddie in Distortion's zone. Pass up to Lucian. Lucian fakes it. Now Flame and Sprinkle going to double commit again. Sprinkle going to send it to the back wall. Flame gets it past Maddie. He fakes out Lucian. The ball is popped up. Lucian gonna get a touch out to Thigh Chad. And now Flame with 100 boost and a dream, just gonna send it over to Xerox. A great play coming out from them. Maddie over to Lucian. Xerox gonna get a touch. Flame almost pre-flipped into that. Was playing for the opposing team, it seems. You are not on the blue team, as Sprinkle is gonna put this one in right post. And now Distortion have a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, this is a great pass across here, and Sprinkle just kind of waiting there. Maddie's trying to reach out, but it's just over the top of him. Almost able to make a connection on that, but he was unable to do so. And I mean, just a great offensive pressure there from Distortion. Finally able to get something flying across the net there, catching Arrival out. And, you know, like we mentioned, they were so close in the last couple games. You felt like it was only a matter of time before they start putting some in the back of the net there. And now they're up 2-0 here, trying to extend this series a little bit longer.
Yeah, they are, and honestly, I think they've just been really great in the offensive zone. Obviously, they haven't had the most chances, but they've done pretty much, they've done a complete 180 from how those game 1, game 2 performances were. They've just executed so well, but with limited chances. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's just going to be better 100 times out of 100. As Thigh Chat is up with it, almost puts it in the back of the net. Maddie is racing for this ball, going to opt to have Lucian go for it, but now Flame has the ball off his sidewall. He's going to put it up to the ceiling, flip down, but Thigh Chad, great read on that one, sends it down the pitch. Sprinkle going to be there to collect it. Xerox flips in front of it, maybe going to get a demo. Lucian avoids that, just says, no, not today, as Maddie pops it up high. Sprinkle is going to get the nice flip, and it's in the back of the net. Thigh Chad, ever so good at shooting, has sniped it in the back of the net.
And there were just a gaggle of cards in the net there, Gallium. I think there's bumps, craziness going on. It's Maddie once again trying to make the disruption play, and I think he probably got a piece of that near post defender there, and that allows Nightshad to place that one in, and he's done that a couple of times in this series. He is definitely an enforcer on the back end. Oh my gosh.
Goodness. You know, Jack's probably liked that one because, you know, that ball was traveling at light speed. That was insane. Xerox up with it now. Sprinkle is going to get a touch, and I've noticed a lot better communication from Distortion. They've looked much better, but now Arrival has improved their game. So this is prime Rocket League we're seeing right here, and Lucian, a prime time player, has put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, he's going to find it in the back of that. He was just waiting for that ball, and it does just nick off the back of Xerox's car there, but yeah, I mean, Arrival, I feel like Gallium, something I've noticed about them is they just find a way to put the ball towards your net, whether it be, you know, a really good shot or from a really awkward angle. They just find a way to put it on the net there, and it often messes up some teams as Xerox is trying to answer back there. But Arrival, once again, they found an answer here. Now it's 2-2, and really the ball, it seems like it's in Distortion's court here to try to find an answer, try to extend this series a little bit further and not get swept.
Yeah, it seems like Arrival just has a very balanced squad. They're not the most mechanical. Thigh Chat and Maddie just being extremely quick to the ball, and they are such clinical shooters, and Maddie in particular being a great facilitator, great playmaker, as we see kind of the opposite here. But Lucian has been that first man who's been really getting in their faces, really mechanical. He can do the solo work that needs to be done. So this Arrival team has looked really strong, and now they are only 1 goal away from taking this in a sweep. But Distortion, they're not going to go down so easily, as less than 20 seconds left on the clock. Flame's going to get a pop-up high. Can Sprinkle get there? No. Lucian's going to beat them, and it's on net, as you mentioned, Rockerman. Sprinkle going to send it down. Off the backboard it goes. It pops up high. Can someone be there to meet it? Thigh Chad certainly is. Xerox down to Lucian. Lucian has the ball with 0 seconds. Are they going to keep it up? No. They're going to opt to send it back down, as we have hit overtime here, Rockerman. Who you got?
Yeah, first overtime here, and you know, Gallium, it's really hard to say. I feel like, again, Arrival, they just find a way like I mentioned earlier, and like you brought up on the last one, they find the shots to put on net there, make things awkward. And speaking of awkward, this one popping out. Here comes Flame off the post. It's not going to go in. The follow up, it's saved away again. By Chad, an insane save on the goal line to deny it away. And Arrival, they just don't want this game to end, not in their favor. What a play right there.
Blocked by James. That was a beautiful, beautiful save from Thigh Chad as Lucian gets a shot trying to put it away, but they have increased their chances to win tenfold. It was looking real dire. It was looking like Distortion was going to put this in back in the net. We were going to game 4, but Rival has prolonged this game and prolonged the series as Thigh Chad going to get it on top of his car, tried to flick it past Sprinkle. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get there. Maddie, off the backboard it goes. Thigh Chad gets a pop-up. He has a little bit of a solar play opportunity, gets a flip reset, but Flame, great defense from him. Wait a second, this ball could be dangerous. Not an ideal touch as Lucian, oh my goodness, a great shot. 3 Distortion members had to be up to save that Flame. Another great save, and Distortion, you know, regardless on whether or not their offensive performance has or has not been lackluster, their defense has remained consistently good as the pop-up high, Lucian, going to be able to get it. And oh my goodness, a double fake coming out. Xerox gonna have to come and collect that. That could have been almost a detrimental mistake, Rocker Man.
Yeah, that one was dangerous, and I'm a little bit surprised there was no one for Arrival ready for that one, but I mean, in the Rival League, you don't really expect 2 people to miss like that on the net. Distortion, luckily, they were bailed out by no one being available, but Arrival is still continuing the pressure, and Pyshad is hunting for some bumps on the backboard. And Distortion, they got to find a way to get some control and get this ball out of their half, because right now Arrival is going all in and the net is wide open. Xerox just sending it on and sending it in to continue the series in game 4.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication from Maddie, and Thigh Chad leaves the net wide open, and Xerox, you know, the hardest shot in Rocket League is the open net, so I'm sure he was sweating a little bit, but it was a great shot regardless. And now Distortion are only down by 2. They only need 2 more games to equal or to win this series. So, I mean, it is definitely doable. I feel like Arrival, it's not that Arrival is playing worse. I feel like it's that Distortion's playing better. I've seen it. Again, I think individually, overall, they're much better players, but their communication and teamwork and rotations has always been lackluster this series. But in that overtime, it looked pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty good Rocket League from them. So if they can continue this, I honestly could see them taking this series.
Yeah, they definitely could come back here. And again, it was another one of those games, Gallium, that was super close. It really could have gone either way. I mean, there were some insane saves, some insane attempts on both ends on the offense. And it was, again, one of those games that was a coin flip. And Distortion, they were the ones that clutched it out in OT. And yeah, now trying to pull back the reverse sweep. This game 4, though, Gallium, is the most difficult one of those ones. I feel like you can get the first one, but to get the second one, to force the game 5, you know, that one, in my opinion, is one of the most difficult ones to try to find back.
Yeah, especially since the opposing team, I mean, not to say that Arrival wasn't locked in, but, you know, they're sitting up in their chairs a little bit, you know, monitor pressed against their face as Thigh Chad gonna attempt to get it. Xerox gonna get a nice 50, almost slips into the back of the net. Flame can't get there. He passes it out mid. No one able to meet him there. Thigh Chad has a little bit of time and a lot of boost, but a nice play from Xerox sends it out wide again, and that, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thigh Chad with the shot of his career. What was that?
Yeah, and it's, again, they're just finding each other out here. It's Maddie to Thigh Chad, the speed and Flame. Good luck with that one. That was just an absolute banger to the back of the net. And I mean, like we kind of touched earlier on in the series, Gallium, it's this connectedness between these players. Is that one is going to go off the post? Sprinkle is going to answer back and find the back of the net. And that one, a great one off the kickoff there. Flame, he couldn't quite put it in. Maddie goes a little too far. But really, the difference, it seemed like so far in the series, is Arrival has been more connected as a team, and Distortion, you know, they've been a little bit more individual in this series, but able to find one back there off the kickoff. So now try to see if they can battle back again. A quick answer that can bring them 1-1.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely can do a lot more than they're already doing. But, you know, they have improved from game to game as we see a nice play from Xerox and Sprinkle. And, you know, I think the team play from Arrival has always been there. So if they could just up the ante every single time they go for these shots, it could be absolutely devastating for this Distortion squad as Lucian goes up for it. He's going to get a couple of touches, going to try to 50 it out. He successfully does. Sprinkle there to meet him, and it looks like Sprinkle versus Thigh Chad show is underway, but Sprinkle has 0 boosts, and I think Thigh Chad knows that. The ball is up. Xerox going to get a nice touch, but wait a second. Thigh Chad just barely can't get to there. And man, that Maddie and Thigh Chad combination looking real good right now. As, oh my goodness, another shot gonna barely hit off the crossbar. Distortion getting absolutely pelted right now in their zone.
Yeah, Arrival is really just putting on the pressure, and that's what we saw in the earlier couple games. They can really find that pressure and continue it on. Distortion, their positive has been their defense, and there it is again, denying it away there. But yeah, the defense on Distortion, it's really been a battle. The offense of Arrival, the defense of Distortion, and it's all about who's gonna break here on Forbidden Temple. We'll see some more craziness in this one.
The answer is always yes. It seems like Forbidden Temple is that map. And these are those teams that I feel like a lot of crazy stuff would happen, as it has been this entire series. Sprinkle, though, has a bit of boost and a little bit of a solo play opportunity. Going to go for the 50, and oh my goodness, Sprinkle almost making a Sunday out of the defense. Flame going to take it across. He's going to send it over to the sidewall. Xerox now going to attempt the solo play himself, but can't get there. He's been a beautiful facilitator so far, whether it just be off the backboard or just straight across to one of his teammates. So I think Flame and Sprinkle, instead of playing with each other, one of them needs to play with Xerox and really get a goal in there. As Lucian takes it up high, he can't get to the double. Great defense coming out there. And Sprinkle now trying to send it across. It doesn't get there. Thigh check gets the demo. It's now an open net. Pass going down low. Maddie's easily going to put that one in. Yeehaw, we got a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and Thigh Chad just going quick speed. He's going to land and find that demo. I think a bump may have still worked out too, but he's able to get back to that one. And yeehaw indeed, as Maddie sends it in the back of the net. 2-1 lead now for Arrival. Again, Distortion, the pressure is on them to find something if they're going to want to send us to a game 5.
Oh, great pass coming out there. Lucian was just a little unprepared for that one, as it, you know, came at him real fast. As Thigh Chad in the defensive zone sends it over to Flame. He's gonna not be able to get a second touch. Sprinkle now gonna circle the ball like a shark, but it was ultimately a fake for Xerox. Sprinkle, though, a nice pass. Lucian barely gets to that one. Flame with a shot attempt, not gonna go. Distortion has, oh my goodness, almost, oh wow, what a shot by Flame, but a great fake from Xerox. I don't think he meant to do that, but, you know, we take those.
No, he was so halfway to hitting that angle right there. It drops down, Lucian jumping a little bit high, and he perfectly placed down there. And Distortion battling back, looking to send us to that game 5 if they can find another one. A minute remaining to see what they can do. Arrival trying to end this 1-4. See if they can find the next goal.
Yeah, Continental Clash winner Thigh Chad isn't going to let this game slip from him so easily. So we'll see if he can't pull off some magic. As we see Lucian sending it across. No Thurman in sight, but Thigh Chad can't get it around Xerox. That could have been real dangerous. Flame now off the backboard, or off the ceiling. It's going to fly into the air. Sprinkle now down the pitch. Thigh Chad going to be there on the backboard. Gonna send it out, maybe get another. He does. Beats out Xerox. Now Maddie up with the ball. Flame corrals it. 20 seconds left for both these teams to hopefully find a goal as the ball is floating in front of the net. Xerox with a great save. Can Arrival or Distortion find what is it? Oh, it almost slips in the back of the net. That was so close. But now Arrival only has one more chance to put it in the back of the net. It's in the Distortion zone. Thigh Chad with a full tank of boost. Same with the rest of his team. Maddie with the ball on top of his car. I think that might drop, and it just does. Overtime in the second game in a row. It seems like both these teams want this game so badly, and both of them for totally separate reasons.
Yeah, I mean, Distortion trying to send us to the game 5. Arrival trying not to let it get there. trying to avoid the reverse sweep attempt here and shut it down. But yeah, back-to-back overtimes here. Distortion won the last one. Let's send us here to game 4. What does Arrival have to try to end this order? Can Distortion go back-to-back in OT and send us to game 5? Only time will tell here. Is it getting a little mechanical? The shot's gonna go in. Lucian with the ender there. The flip reset to the goal, to the dagger.
Wow. I mean, you want raw mechanics. There you go. Right there on your screen. Lucian just makes a fool out of the Distortion defense, and what a way to win. It looked a little scary in that overtime, but Lucian just said, "Hey guys, give me the ball. I can take care of this. It's just another Saturday or another Wednesday right now." But it was a great game by Arrival and Distortion. They put up one heck of a fight, regardless of them going down 0-2 in their season. I think they have a great roster, and I feel like that with some improvements, they can definitely be a little dangerous. I just think the communication wasn't quite there today in some of the games, and it kind of cost them towards the stretch because they looked good in the last 2 games. It was just those first 2 that it looked real bad. So a great win by Arrival, and both these teams, I mean, it was a dogfight to the very end, Rockerman.
Oh no, it really was, and that was a very entertaining series, Gally. I mean, it didn't quite go the distance, but as you mentioned, I mean, Distortion, a very solid team, and Arrival able to pull off the win as well. So I mean, really, just a great series, and I'm sure we'll definitely be seeing both of these teams later on in the season. I think Distortion has a lot of potential, but then again, Gallium, I mean, it does suck to start 0-2, but this rival league is stacked. I don't want to take that away from the rival league. This is the most free agents I've ever seen at the start of a season. So there are a lot of hungry players, a lot of hungry teams, and hopefully for Distortion, they can get back next week, starting conference play, and get some more wins under their belt.
We'll see, because there's so many free agents in Rival. There's a lot of team swaps. As we saw a couple of days ago, Blaze dropped their entire roster.
Yeah, that was
so
crazy.
It picked up like a whole roster of new players. So if you are a free agent in Rival League, there's a pretty good chance that a team who's struggling, or maybe a team who's good but doesn't like one of their players because he's a little mean, they'll pick you right up. You can get in there. But that's going to be all for this Rival League matchup. But hold your horses. There's another one coming at you right after this, and it's an absolute banger. So make sure you stick around for this one. Thank you, Rockerman, for having me, and it's good to be back in the booth with you.
Oh yeah, it's always a pleasure here in the booth, Gallium. And one quick shout out before we head to the break. Shout out to Merely Mental coming back for 60 months on there. It says so. That is 5 years on the board for Merely Mental. So happy 5th birthday to Merely. He's getting old now. But thank you very much for the support. Much love, much appreciated. And yeah, Gallium, it is always fun though, getting in the booth with you, and hopefully we'll get to do it again soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon, Rockerman. Thank you guys for watching, but stick around because this next matchup might be the best one of the night. Peace out.